Welcome to the Adventures in Alchemy podcast, where we share tips, techniques, and true stories to support you in using the law of attraction and alchemy to create magic and live the life of your dreams. Here's your host, the founder of dailyalchemy.com, Michelle Martin Dobbins.
Hi, this is Michelle Martin Dobbins with dailyalchemy.com, and today I want to talk to you about starting and ending your day right. Recently, I did an interview with Leonie Dawson. That is on episode 82. If you haven't had a chance to listen to it, it is just slightly over an hour long, so it's longer than the typical podcast here, but it is well worth your time. She shares some really great tips and actionable items for reaching your goals and having your dream life. So she talked about a little bit in that episode about a meme that she had recently seen about when you're parenting, how there are 9 minutes in the day that are the most important. And that's the first 3 when your children wake up, the first 3 before they go to bed, and the first 3 like after they come home from school on a school day. So she's like, I could totally be there and be fully present and be very supportive of my kids during those 9 minutes. And it felt more doable than saying, be present with your children all the time. Like, that's so hard to measure and so hard to track and make sure that you're doing. But when you focus on just being really present and really aware and with your children, those 9 minutes of the day, it seems like it kind of rolls off and you're more present and more aware during the other times. But you have something that you can measure and see and focus on that you're actually doing. And I loved that idea, and I also thought about it because I believe that with our own selves, not just as a parent, but with our own selves, those first minutes in the morning and the last minutes of the day are the most important times a day, as well as the transition times sometimes from going from home after we've been at work all day, or even going when we get into work. And I tend to every morning and every evening, before I get out of bed and when I get into bed before I'm going to sleep, that is a time when I am focusing on my dreams. I'm imagining the feeling of having whatever the next thing is that I'm working on. Because I want to, definitely when I go to sleep, I want that to be the last thing that I'm feeling as I go off to sleep. And if you've had a day where it hasn't been that fun and you've got a lot of stress on your mind, I definitely would recommend take a few minutes to process that first. Feel it. If you're feeling stressed, if you're feeling worried or anxious, try to dive into those feelings and let go of the story and the things that you're thinking about and worrying about that are creating that feeling. But feel that feeling and let yourself know that it's okay to feel this way, and you are there for yourself to support yourself while you're feeling this way. And once that feeling has shifted a little bit, then start thinking about what you want to create next and feel the feeling of having that as much as possible. Like, don't dream about wanting it. Feel the feeling of experiencing it. Say you want, trying to think of something. Like, if you wanted a certain car, don't sit and think, oh yeah, it'd be so nice to have that car. Actually visualize yourself or feel the feeling of getting into the car, starting it up, driving it, and just really immerse yourself in that feeling before you go off to sleep. And I like to do that in the morning time too, when I wake up, before I set my alarm a little bit early so that I can do this kind of work before I get up out of bed, because I want to get that mindset set for the day. And I think if you just do those 2 things, it will make a huge difference in your day. But if you are like me and sometimes you want to get your mindset really right for the place that you are, 2 times that I take usually a few minutes I don't usually focus on my goals necessarily, but I'll just take a few minutes to breathe and center myself are when I get to the office. If I'm going to the office to work, I will shut the door. I have a rocking chair in the corner. I sit in the rocking chair and just kind of breathe and center myself and set the intention that I'm going to do productive work while I'm there. I'm going to enjoy it and I'm going to get a lot done, or whatever is my intention for that particular day being there. And I will do that for 3 or 4 minutes, and then I'll get up and open my office door and go sit in my desk chair and start to work. But I just like to have those few minutes to center when I change gears and when I get there. And I usually do that when I get home from work too. There's a chair in my husband and I's bedroom in the corner, and I like to just kind of sit there and breathe and okay, I'm home. And what am I going to focus on now? Do I need to go check in with my children, which is usually the first item of the day if they're there? Just kind of shifting gears and thinking what's important for me to focus on right now. So you may want to consider, what are your 9 most important minutes of the day when you can be there for yourself? And if you're married or have children, family members, you can consider that too, because the first minutes that you spend with your spouse and the last, or your children during the day, can be very important times for connection and make the rest of your day together go so much smoother and nicer. So I just wanted to share that because I really loved that tip and how just a few minutes of your day can make a huge change in the way your whole day goes and in the way that you connect with yourself and other people in your life. And if you want to get some more really, really good goal tips, go back there to episode 82 and listen to Leonie. She is wonderful. And if you're going to try these tips and see how your first 3 minutes and last 3 minutes of the day go, and maybe any transition times in the middle, I would love to hear how it goes for you. So you can send me a message via email or on my Facebook page or Twitter. If you go to dailyalchemy.com, you can find all of my contact info. Have a great day. Go out and make some magic. Namaste. This episode of Adventures in Alchemy has been brought to you by Leonie Dawson's Shining Year Life and Biz Workbooks and Planners. They are one of the very, very few products that are not my own that I do recommend and promote. The reason is I've had such fabulous results in my own life with them. I love and adore these workbooks. This is my 3rd year doing them. And so I wanted to make sure that everybody that I know and talk to knows about them too, because I've had such great results and met so many of my goals. One of my big dreams was to take my family to Italy, and that happened last year, and it seems so far off. But once I put it down in my workbook and started making out a plan, it happened. And lots of other things have happened, including this podcast, because of the workbooks. So I am offering anybody who goes and purchases through my affiliate link a free Create Your Magical 2016 class to get you off on a good start. And I know it's January, but there is still time to catch this new year energy and make 2016 your best year so far. And all you have to do is get the workbooks and then do the work, right? You can't just buy the workbooks. You actually have to go through and fill everything out and do the work. But when you do the work, all kinds of wonderful things start happening in your life. So as I said, you get a free class from me, and you also have the opportunity to win free coaching for a year from me. So if you want to check out these lovely notebooks, which are geared towards women, although there are some men doing them, but the illustrations are beautiful and feminine, just go to the show notes and click the link there to find out more about Leonie's workbooks. Or you can also go to dailyalchemy.com, and there is a link in the sidebar to her workbooks and at the bottom of all of the blog posts for now. But hurry, because this offer ends on January 31st. So let's go out and make the best 2016 ever.
Thanks for listening to the Adventures in Alchemy podcast. Connect with me on thedailyalchemy.com or Facebook at facebook.com/Michelle Dobbins author. Join us next time for even more magical life tips.